Hi, I am a mom, wife to be, an entrepreneur from Austin, Texas, and I'm here to tell you why you need Miss Ingrid in your corner. So when I first reached out, it was because I love to control everything and I was losing control of everything. And that was hard for me, and it was hard to reach out to anyone and ask for help, but I did, and that's the first step. If you know you need some help, reach out to someone that you feel is qualified, or interview people and try to see who you're vibing with. And I vibed with Miss Ingrid. So the first step was her asking me questions. Okay, where are you at right now in your life? What problems can I help solve for you? And that was key for me because you actually have to think about it. Okay, why am I losing control? What areas of my life do I need some organizing, some resetting? And that was super important. So we started there, and then she was able to help me make decisions and organize my life without having some preconceived notion or bias about my decision making, my emotions, my thoughts, the words that I speak, all of that. And so when you kind of start fresh, it is much better for you to be able to actually start doing new things and creating new habits. So that was super important. She also was constantly reminding me that without God, there is no peace. We're like, I just want some peace. I just want to feel loved. There is no peace. There is no love. There is no success without God. And to have someone constantly reminding you of those things, that's super important. Like, you're making decisions, but you don't have God involved in those decisions. So how can those decisions go the way you want them to, right? Because God is the ruler of all things, right? So anyway, that was also really great. In times where I felt like I was losing control before Miss Ingrid, I didn't really have anybody to go to or that I wanted to go to. But then having Miss Ingrid in my corner, it was like, oh, I have someone that I can call or text or read one of her books that she knew was very specific to the things that I was struggling with. And so to have someone in your corner that you can always go to and say, hey, I need help with this thing in this moment. I'm losing it. I'm slipping, right? And then she can always bring you back. And she will always tell you, watch the words that you speak, because words have so much power in them. And again, these are probably things that you have already heard or hear all the time, or sometimes, you'll hear someone say it. But to have someone that's holding you accountable constantly, that's super important, so that you kind of have an accountability partner. And I think that is some of the major keys that I take away from having a relationship and having Miss Ingrid in my corner. And if you haven't read any of her books, you should. And if you haven't signed up for any of her conferences or things like that, the information that comes from her heart, her soul, her mind, she puts a lot of work into it. You should definitely be a part, especially if you know that you need some help. And there's nothing wrong with needing a little bit of help.